What's the view from the U.S. side of the Mexican border? Well, to discuss Trump's response and more, let's go to our guests in California. In Tecate, we have Robert Crooks. He's the founder of the Mountain Minutemen, a militia group that says it assists U.S. Border Patrol agents in preventing undocumented migrants entering the U.S. And in San Diego, we have Enrique Morones. He's the founder and director of Border Angels, an organization that helps keep Mexican migrants safe across the border. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us on the Newsmakers. Enrique, let me begin with you. So the Trump administration says not a single one of these people should actually cross over. They're Mexico's problem, not the problem of the United States. Your response to that is what?
Well, in the last 5 years, we had a dramatic drop in undocumented migration from Mexico. That has nothing to do with Trump. It's a situation where in Mexico, there's a lot more work, so people are staying there. Now the largest group are Central Americans. But undocumented migration is down about 45% in the last 5 years. And what people are doing is they're looking at the caravan and they see this large group of people. And Trump, of course, is using his hate rhetoric to try to stir up trouble. But people that cross usually cross legally, they get in line and so forth. Now Trump is even trying to block that, not letting people qualify for asylum. Most undocumented people that have died as a result of the wall that was built in 1994 did not qualify for visas. So we need to have humane immigration policies. The countries that they're coming from should have a better opportunities for them. A lot of that has to do with U.S. policies in Central America and the demand for drugs. And the only people that have really been on the border to work on this before Trump was the Border Patrol. Because, of course, the Minutemen groups, they were shut down a long time ago, and they really never helped. They just try to stir up trouble. But we're glad that that the people are settling. There's a lot of people that are staying in Mexico. Less people are coming. And we know that we're going to have humane policies in the future once Trump's out of office.
Okay, so Robert Crooks, why not give these people a chance at a proper, humane, legal asylum process? They come, they state their case, and the government gets to decide whether they come in or not.
Well, they had the opportunity when they got to Mexico and they denied asylum in Mexico. That changed the whole dynamics. They became invaders then.
What's so threatening about them to you?
What's so threatening? Well, we got a country that's a sovereign nation. It's run by the rule of law. You don't come creeping through the bushes in the middle of the night and hit a welfare office and expect to get fed. This is not the Goodwill. This is not the Salvation Army. This is the United States of America. By God, we live by a country. We're a country of laws.
Yeah.
Coming across the border in the middle of the night is not legal immigration and will not be tolerated.
Right. And I see from your hat and from the sticker behind you, you're a supporter of the president. The president sent the military, and we saw some of those people trying to cross the border tear gassed. Were you satisfied by that response?
Why? Yeah, I have no problem with that whatsoever. Whatever force is necessary to stop this invasion, I support 100%. Like I said, we quoted already. I said today is rubber, tomorrow's lead. Get it through their heads. You're not coming across. This is America, not Central America.
When you say tomorrow's lead, does that mean that these people should be killed?
If they don't get it through their head and they can't get in this country, what are you going to do to them?
If you'll allow me, I Googled you just before the show, right? And a Southern Poverty Law Center profile came up. I'm sure you're aware of this from 2007, the SPLC. And it said that and for the sake of our viewers, there was a video where you purportedly shared it with the co-founder of Mountain Minutemen, Jim Gilchrist, calling men across the border cockroaches and putos. And I apologize for that word, but in this context, it's quite important. And you shot at them, or whoever was in the video shot at them. What does that tell us about your motivations for what you do?
All right, stand by. The video you're talking about was a hoax that we put together and had never happened. It was a joke, a hoax. And the Southern Poverty Law Center, with their lack of credibility, turned that into some hate thing, which everybody jumped all over. But in fact, it was a blessing. That little video brought national attention to a problem we have in America, and that's our unsecure border.
But do you believe they are cockroaches who deserve to be shot?
Hey, you know what, buddy? This is a physical anomaly. It's the only place on earth where a toilet flushes uphill. The people that come across this line in the middle of the night, they're not your, they can't make it to a port of entry. That's why they come through the bushes at night. They're ditch crickets. They're criminals. They're gangbangers. They're
What about
punks,
the kids?
Terrorists.
Are they toilet water as well?
All right, you're going to twist it into some kind of hate. All right, listen
They
to
are
me.
kids.
I said
It's
a physiological anomaly by toilet flushing uphill. It means that they're not sending their best. All the coming uphill. I mean, you're not getting doctors and lawyers across the fence in the middle of the night, for crying out loud.
Enrique Morones, and I apologize for not coming to you earlier, but I wanted to sort of set a baseline because Robert is the type of person who would be satisfied with what the president is doing, wanting to build the wall, and with these current policies. What does that mean for you and the work you do, Enrique?
Well, the United States is the only country in the Americas that has walls. It's the only country in the world that separates children from their parents, puts the children in cages, and now they're tear gassing the children. Little dog Crooks here, that video, once it was exposed about him shooting a migrant, and he had been drinking like he is right now, that's a very dangerous situation because these types of racists are very, very dangerous. The Minuteman movement was shut down a long time ago, and they were started before this person came along. They're looking for attention, but that hate is real. That hate is real. People are being shot. People are being attacked. Even the Border Patrol is against these type of vigilante groups. They're very, very dangerous. We need to have humane policies. Undocumented migration has dropped dramatically, as I mentioned. And every country in the world is a country of laws. North Korea is a country of laws. So that means nothing. But you have racism everywhere, like this Crooks character. Fortunately, they represent a very small percentage of the population. That's why Trump is the most unpopular president that we've had in our lifetime. That's why a lot of people didn't vote in November of 2016. And the whole world is paying the price. We need to have humane policies on both sides of the border. We're working on that as Border Angels, a humanitarian group. We have received tremendous support because even in the darkest times, like right now with Trump, there's bright lights. And those are the dreamers, the Parkland 4 students, the people that are saying, hey, let's treat people with dignity and respect. Love is an action, not just a word. Right now, we're receiving unprecedented support. I was in Tijuana yesterday. I'm going to Tijuana again this week several times to say, migrantes bienvenidos, migrants welcome. And we embrace that. We know most of the countries on both sides of the border, not just Mexico. Most of the people that are coming now are not from Mexico. They're from Central America. But before the Central Americans and the Mexicans came, there was the Italians, the Germans, the Italians, and they come the only way they can. There's no legal way for most of them to enter. The undocumented migration has dropped dramatically. Let's work on solutions, on working together. Let's see how we can embrace this situation with kindness, love, and intelligence. So that's not what's happening right
Robert,
now. So, Robert,
your answer is led. Why don't you want to listen to Enrique? He's got a humane policy here. He wants to welcome people in need.
See, he comes out and he's talking, he's lying to you. First thing he said, I'm drunk. I mean, it's 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning here in Los Angeles or San Diego, and I'm not drinking sober. We've been in this operation for the past 13 years. We work flawlessly with the United States Border Patrol. The United States Border Patrol love the Minutemen. They love the Mountain Minutemen. For 10 years, we've been working hand in hand with the United States Border Patrol without a hitch. We're the only civilian entity on the planet that works with a federal law enforcement agency and never had a hitch. And Enrique knows this. Enrique knows he's not welcome on the border here. He knows he's not welcome at Patriot Point. He knows that nobody on the border wants him down here because he's a traitor liar. Like he's trying to turn this around to some racist thing. It's got nothing to do with race. It's got to do with rule of law.
Very finally, Enrique. Okay, Robert. Very finally, Enrique. The Mexican president has a plan with those Central American countries. They're trying to solve the issue at its roots. Do you support that?
Yes, we're excited about the new president, Manuel Lopez Obrador. He wants to work with the Central Americans in helping their situation. That's something encouraging, sort of like a Marshall Plan type of a situation. But Mexico is not at fault of why the Central Americans are leaving. The U.S. has a lot to do with that, the interference in their policies, the demand for the illegal drugs, the taking of their natural resources. So let's work on solutions instead of finger pointing. I'm actually on the border right now.
Right.
Well, we are very, very welcome. We were there, like I said, yesterday, and we're going to continue to do our work along the border. And we know that this situation will pass. Even in the darkest moments, there's bright lights. And love has no borders.
Okay, gentlemen, it's been really good to talk to two people who both work on the border for very different reasons to very different ends. Robert Crooks and Enrique Morones, thank you for joining us on the Newsmakers.